in their life from their beginning, and they get very interested in many things, and they never stop to ask why. Why am I doing all of that? Why am I here? What's my purpose? What's going on? So to answer this question correctly is extremely important, because if you don't answer this question correctly, even if you are a Muslim and say, La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah, you still don't appreciate Allah. Really, you don't appreciate Allah. Even when you say Alhamdulillah, this Alhamdulillah comes out bad. It doesn't come out beautiful. It doesn't come out with joy. It doesn't. If you don't know this answer to this question, then you really need to see and find. But I am going to help you answer this question. You're going to find the answer to this question on your own. We mentioned that you look at everything, anything, name anything in nature, look at it, and it's going to tell you, if you study it carefully, what it is made for. It's going to tell you what it is made for. You look at a tree, you study it thoroughly. You don't just look at it from far. You need to understand the tree. Once you know all the science about the tree, you find its role. The tree is made for a reason. And maybe it was to provide food, to provide shade, to provide shelter, to provide oxygen. It has a role, or roles. Whatever it is, it has a purpose, and you can see it. You look at a car, for example, and from the capabilities of the car, you can tell the purpose. Finally, it doesn't matter how beautiful the car is or how not beautiful. The main purpose of the car is transportation. At the end, transportation is the main purpose of the car. Why? Because you look at the capabilities of the car. It's able to roll on the wheels. It has control systems. It can accelerate. It can slow down. All of that. It can carry people in it. It's for transportation. And then you look at yourself. You want to know what you are. You look at yourself the same way. But you have to look and recognize your abilities. If you don't recognize your abilities, you are not going to answer the question correctly. We can run, but horses can run faster. We can swim. Fishes can swim better. We can do many things. We can jump. We can sing. There are birds who have much more natural beauty in their song than us. So, what are we for? When we recognize that the best ability in us is the best ability of us is our ability to learn and understand. Our mind, our mental abilities. We are most capable among all the creatures of Allah. We are even if we don't believe in Allah yet, we are just answering the question, what for? Even because this question has to be answered before believing in Allah. You cannot believe in Allah without using your mind. You don't believe in Allah by using your hands. You believe in Allah by using the most powerful tool you have. When you look at that most powerful tool, which is your mind, not your brain, your mind, because your brain is a tool that your mind has to go and control. You cannot have a mind until you have a control over your brain. If your brain is thinking on its own, like all animals do, then you don't have a mind yet. Your mind tells your brain what to think about, what not to think about. You make a decision for your brain. Once you start having that control, now you have a mind. Now you can see how powerful that mind is. It's able to read what your eyes are seeing correctly. It's able to read what what your skin is feeling correctly. It's able to make good decisions. It's able to learn and analyze and make conclusions and correct decisions.
Now you need to look at the abilities of that brain, of that mind. Is it how deep that capacity is? What is its limits? What's the limit of the mind? Is there anything that's possible to exist in your mind, like existence that's like existence that has some kind of tangibility to your physicality and your mind? Now it's hard for the mind to take your physical body and use it to discover the angels. It's hard. But anything else in this universe, anything, it doesn't matter how far it is, how close it is, how complex it is, your mind is more capable than it's more capable than being limited by this universe. There's nothing in this universe that your mind cannot understand. There's nothing in the world, the physical world, that your mind is unable to understand. So your mind, your mental abilities are greater than this universe. You can imagine the universe in your mind. You can. It doesn't matter how great it is, how deep reaching it is, you can still imagine it in your mind, and correctly though. All the rulings that are governing this universe, you can imagine, you can understand. So your mind, if you think properly, you find that your mind is made to understand something greater than the universe. Your mind is made to understand that this universe has a creator. And you can correctly analyze that and understand. You can understand with your mind that you have a creator too. That's once you understand that. Once you truly understand you have a creator, immediately, before you know him, you love him. If you know, listen, this is very critical. If you truly believe you have a God that made you, you love that God. Because you love your existence. You love that you are here. You love that everything about you. So who made that? Your God. Whatever your name, the name you give. If you truly believe in Allah, you love Allah. So your love to Allah is a measure, the strength of the love. How much attachment you have to Allah is a measure of how much you believe in Him. You need to be very critical about that. You cannot know Allah and not love Him. You cannot love Allah and not worship Him. So that's why Allah is saying, وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْإِنسَ وَالْجِنَّ or الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. Meaning, according to Imam Hussein, إِلَّا لِيَعْرِفُونَ. Because if you know Him, you're going to love Him. And if you love Him, you're going to worship Him. That's what Imam Hussein said. That you cannot know Allah and not love Him. And you cannot love Him and not worship Him. When you reach in knowledge, you're going to worship Him out of love. Not because so the scholar says, Allah says you need to worship Him. No. It's natural. Allah is saying the purpose of the creation by nature. Not because the Quran is saying it, so you have to worship. No. You are created to worship. You are created to worship. Meaning you're going to find love for worshiping on your own. You don't need to wait for the Quran to tell you to worship Allah, by the way. The Quran make you worship Allah correctly. Okay? But you have to come to that conclusion. And your conclusion has to support the Quran. The Quran, you don't believe in the Quran without your mind. Your aql is the reason you believe in Allah. The reason you believe in Quran. Without aql, you are not required to believe in anything. You without aql, Allah doesn't have anything for you to claim that, oh, you have to worship me. No. Your aql is your tool to worship Allah, to know Him, to love Him. So step number 1 is to know. Step number 2 is to love, because you cannot love Allah, you cannot know Allah and not love Him. Because Allah is the most beautiful. And Allah is so generous that He made us able to recognize the beauty of Allah and feel it and love that beauty. Because we love beautiful things. Allah made us to love beautiful things. As a child, you grow to love things. And you love beautiful things. You don't love ugly things. And Allah being the most beautiful, you know Him, you're going to love Him. You love him, you're going to worship him. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وآل محمد. Because the answer to this question needs to be answered by everyone. Before you become a